Welcome to OSM, Operation Safe Mode. Peace be with you. This is a special announcement from me to you. I needed to be face to face with you after I made my announcement of finding out that I had pancreatic cancer and that it had spread to my liver. Had a blood clot as well in a vein close to the bowel, so that's what had me in the hospital immediately on Friday to begin to dissolve that blood clot. This was actually a gift from God, a miraculous gift that got the process moving much faster than trying to go to a doctor and start tending on what to do with the cancer. So while I was in the hospital on Friday through Saturday, miracle after miracle and blessing after blessing of friends and people who were calling and giving advice and saying, this is the doctor you want to go with, this is the doctor you need to see. But in that process, we truly were able to find the doctor, the very best doctor, who has written many books on pancreatic cancer from the Hillman Center. And while I was in the hospital, he called. My friend Kathy is with me and tending to all the phone calls, and she's just been fantastic. And they wanted information from the hospitalist, and here came the hospitalist, walked in the room at the right time. So everything got on this fast track, and I had my first appointment this morning, Monday morning, with the oncologist, and we began to schedule all the things that we need to schedule to move forward. So the schedule at this point is that Wednesday I will go for a biopsy on my liver so that they could find out what kind of cancer exactly is taking form. We're doing a genetic breakdown of that through blood work. So they'll know what kind of chemotherapy to begin to use to begin the process. So the goal is to do the chemotherapy and see where that leads us. And the next step after that, of course, none of us know what it is. We all know it's a very serious cancer. It's not something that we're going to take lightly. But I want all the messaging about my illness and where I am along the journey to come from me, because I know it's very difficult if I pass on information to my loving staff and other people. It's very easy that it becomes misinterpreted or maybe even exaggerated out of fear. And I don't want that to happen. What I want you to know is what I know. And I'm going to be very transparent through this process because I love you. And you're the people who are important to me. And I know that you'll do whatever I need you to do and ask you to do. So I really want to start with thanking Deacon Jeff and Father Raniel for really responding quickly to my desire for us to pray. And I know that they're holding Divine Mercy at 3 o'clock at Immaculate Conception. Deacon Jeff had something here at St. Elizabeth Seton on Sunday afternoon. We're going to continue to do these things. What is so important to me is the prayer. You know, I came up with a new saying on my last video as we're moving out of COVID to begin to realize we've got to get back to Mass. We can't be afraid of going to Mass. And your prayers, individual prayers and community prayers outside of Mass are awesome. But there is nothing more for me that can be solace, is to know that you're filling the churches and going to sacred Mass, especially when I can't be there, especially when I can't even, I'm sure as time goes on, be able to celebrate Mass. So that's the first thing I really want you to realize. I started, my saying was being born again Catholic. And being born again Catholic means that we come to realize who we are in the source and summit of the Eucharist, our community prayer, and also the devotions. Devotions to Divine Mercy, devotion to St. Peregrine. My father had a great devotion to St. John Moineau when he had cancer and he recovered. So, I'm tossing prayers up to St. John Neumann as well. All these things are so important to me. You know, if I can do anything through this journey, if it is to bring us all together closer in prayer, to take time with each other as family. 3 o'clock is the magic hour for Divine Mercy, but it doesn't have to be 3 o'clock. You know, even if you gather your family together in the evening and just teach them to pray one decade, as I taught you before, of Divine Mercy, or one decade of the Rosary. I think our children need to know that prayers are necessary, and sometimes, you know, I act like Superman. You know, I wear the cape. The Superman, you know, sometimes needs help when he runs into problems. I think the kids need to know that their priest loves them and he desires their prayers as well. The thing I don't need from you, and it's going to kind of sound silly, but it's important to me, for me to message this out to everybody. Everybody's going to know. And everybody wants to do something, and I appreciate that. But if you remember the movie Ferris Bueller, I think he needed a new kidney or something, liver. And so they had Save Ferris on the water tower and, you know, signs everywhere and, you know, collecting money for him. It's because people want to do something. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need, you know, people to make the little yellow bands or the ribbons. I appreciate the thought. We don't need any fundraisers. We're not going to need any money to get through any of this stuff. I just need you to keep loving me, and, you know, and keep praying and encourage people. And if you have been afraid to come back to Mass, maybe this is what God's saying. Hey, this is who we are as a people. And also, what I don't need you to do is turn me and you into cancer, because that's not we are. You know, it's what God has given to me as being a part of my journey of suffering that many of you have suffered, and many have suffered other things. I think it just should be a reminder, as COVID was, that we are mortal. And COVID isn't the thing to be afraid of. And cancer isn't the thing to be afraid of. And heart disease isn't the thing to be afraid of. You know, not loving is the thing that we need to be afraid of. And we're good at loving. And that's what we want to be. So I appreciate all the desire to, you know, do all the strength things. And I get the strength from the prayers that are being offered. And I've always gotten strength from that. You know, so remember St. Joseph. We prayed to St. Joseph for the healing of the sick. I remember Our Lady's always going to want to protect me, so pray to her. But what I really want to be able to do is to be right up front with you, share with you. I want you to keep, if you have my cell phone number for whatever reason that we needed to be in contact, text me. If you have email, email me. I'm not going to be answering as time goes on with any lengthy thing. I might just give you a thumbs up or a thanks. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate it. I think it's going to get harder and harder to be able to concentrate on all those individual things. What I want to be able to do is, in between the chemos, you know, in between whatever's going on, when I feel good enough, I want to be able to offer Mass. You know, whether it's a morning Mass or maybe a Tuesday evening Mass or one of the Sunday Masses. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to be out of the game. I'm not going to just disappear from you. And I think that's why it's important, you know, OSM taught me, it's important to put my mug in front of yours and say, you can see, look, here he is. You know, he's still alive, he's still our priest. I want to be your priest. I want to be your shepherd. That's what I was asked to do, and I want to continue to do it. So when you do see me, and you say, how are you? You know I'm going to answer you. I'm going to say I'm blessed. You know, and it couldn't be any better unless I was twins. Of course, one of my twins probably wouldn't have cancer. But I'm blessed. You know, so I know a lot of you want to be able to help me, drop off food, you know, come visit. All those things are really going to be difficult for me. You know, so that's why I'm going to try to make myself available to you in this media, as well as the media of flock notes when I'm writing them. But I think we're going to be doing a lot of these more than anything else. And also to come to Mass. I'm going to try to get to Mass. If I get to say one Mass on a Sunday, drag myself through, it'll be the most beautiful, most meaningful thing for me to be able to do. It's funny how things work because, I've been concerned about moving us forward and becoming born again as Catholics. And I think anytime we can rally around each other's sufferings is important. I've walked a lot of sufferings with a lot of you, and I've told you how to do it. And sometimes it's easy to tell someone how they should react. But I've always known. I've always known that God was going to give me my turn, and I'm ready to take that turn. I'm a Carmelite, and my name in Carmel is Simon Serene of the Crucified Christ, and he's the one who helped Jesus carry the cross. And I think Jesus is saying, hey Simon, it's time for you to get underneath here with me and learn from me. And in the fall, I was planning on doing my fall conference. I was really excited about doing it. It's called The Second Mile, and it has to do with the life of St. Simon of Cyrene. So, all these things are falling together. How's my state of mind? How's my state of being? Yeah, I think I was completely shocked. I wasn't feeling well. I was thinking there's something more serious going on here than I want to believe. Maybe just like when Pouncey hiked that ball over Roethlisberger's head in the first play of the game. It was just like, this isn't going the way you think it should. But because I am blessed with so many good people and my very best friends who are taking care of me and managing that, I was able to get to the right place to know what's happening. My state of being is that I'm going to fight. That's what my job is for you, and that is what God's lined up the best doctors, I really think, and I'm going to do that. Spiritually, it's a unique way to pray when you're praying with a vision from under the weight to the cross. And I think that I'm going to learn to pray better for you as I learn to pray better for myself. There's no pity here. If there's sorrow and sadness, yeah, I got that too. It's not what we want. I was ready to, keep moving at 100 miles an hour, and maybe I'm going to have to slow down. But we're blessed to have Father Moineau, who is the best priest that's ever served with me. And I know Deacon Jeff wants to step up to the plate and do the things that he can do as well. So what I ask you to do really is to stay tuned. I will be sending you messages. Message my message, okay? That's better than anything else you can do. Any outward sign is your faith, your prayer, and messaging. The message is that, what? In times like these, we're forged into saints, so let's become saints. And my job is to make you saints, and maybe the only way we do that is that we all walk this journey together. So we're going to take it step by step. I'll let you know what's happening. Let you know the prognoses. I learn what they are. Not going to get a step ahead of the next treatment or the next thing I need to do. I'm going to focus on that and tend to that. I'm going to be very disappointed not to be able to do a lot of things that I plan to do, day to day, but that doesn't mean that those things aren't going to return to us as well. So this message is my message of love to you as your shepherd. This is a message of hope, remember, being faithful in the Lord is believing Jesus is who he is and he helps us. Hope is knowing that he's already tended to us. And I think that that's what the cross does. You suffer under the cross, and where does Jesus' cross end? It ends in victory. And many of the victories Jesus brought about were his full healing of the people on the way. He healed people so that they would come to be able to be messengers of his power. And also, he healed them so that they would be ready for the greater life that is to come. So, in times like these, we become saints, and we should stay safe in the Lord.